What up, squad? It's your friendly neighborhood RoboRiv back with another Aonr draws, and in this episode I'm working on a piece that I did for someone I would consider a good friend of not only of myself but of my family, and huge supporter and just absolute good guy to me and my family, Mr. Dean Phillips, the owner of Krypton Comics. This is a piece I did for him. Especially with a name like Krypton Comics, you could favor to guess who his favorite superhero is. Obviously, it's Superman, and that's what I'm working on as I try to, once again, this is like a character that I'm always tooling around with my kind of ideal version of like a modern Superman costume. So this is kind of like an evolution of like some of the Superman drawings I've done before, whether it be in a Justice League poster or just like a Trinity shot. I keep slightly altering his look. My take on Superman is very much Man of Steel / New 52 era suits kind of combined. So I have the cufflinks on his armor, on his Kryptonian like costume, and I have the belt, the more New 52 kind of inspired belt. I changed it this time around. The way I had it before, I kind of had it looked like it was a belt like kind of set inside of his costume, so like he had blue like what would normally be his red kind of outside the underwear outside the costume, belt loops. I had made those blue and part of his costume, like the belt was kind of inset inside of like the blue Kryptonian fabric part. But this version I went more with straight up kind of red belt with the kind of Superman logo, or the House of L logo I should say, shape and set for the buckle part. But this one, I ended up changing my approach on the House of L crest itself quite drastically. Right there, I had it drawn more how I traditionally draw it, and then I kind of put some of that Kingdom Come influence in it and just kind of made it more abstract, and I really liked that, so I decided to go with that version. But with this Superman, like once I got to that point and I saw the difference, I was like, well, I still kind of want to do the crest how I normally draw it. But I had thought, well, since I'm doing this for Dean, and the thought crossed my mind when we had a conversation about his favorite look on Superman. I'm pretty sure I remember asking him about that, like what is his favorite take on Superman, and he said like the more classic the better. So this file gets a little chaotic because I end up drawing both my modernized version, and the idea was to have Superman just doing his iconic, Superman pose on top of some very large building that, and maybe have the LexCorp building looming somewhere behind him like a looming threat, but on an otherwise bright sunny metropolis day, and so there is the LexCorp building. But I said, well, I want to do my new take on it, my evolution of a modern idea of the Superman suit, which I know it's a hot take, but modern Superman should not have underwear outside the suit. I don't really have anything against it, the classic take on Superman. Classic is classic, and it's not going anywhere. But I do like, the idea of a more modernized version of the suit, and so that's what I went with here. But like I said, this file gets chaotic because I was working on that version and a version for Dean in a more classic look at the same time. So apologies for that, because I know I flipped back and forth a few times while I was doing the screen capture for this video. So you may see the lines go back and forth, and I know, like at the last part, I go back and forth altering the color of the suit from the richer blue that I had for the modern suit to a more kind of teal blue that's associated with like the Christopher Reeve kind of classic type different looks of Superman. So you'll see that in this video. The track time on this drawing was 25 hours and 25 minutes exactly, according to the Procreate information, the Procreate stats on this file. Again, that seems like a lot of time, 25 hours. It's over a day, but it's not, I didn't sit down and do this all in one sitting. This is, just taking a little bit of time here and there, whether it be at sketch jams, which again is something that Krypton, they do every third Saturday, I believe it is. And my goal is to try to make it to every single one of those sketch jams. So that's the thing that I do for fun, to kind of get out and be around people. I notice, even though I've made a transition to in being my own boss and creating revenue through my own means. Even though I've decided to do that, I still tend to be a little, I don't know. I guess I don't like to go out too much. I like to get out a little bit, especially when it's with me and my girlfriend. We love going to different places and trying new things with her. But other than that, I kind of stay home and just and work on the things that I'm working on. Which I don't, that's just how I've always been, I guess. But doing that, I do like to get out every once in a while and hang out with other great artists there at the sketch jam and talk with them and see what's on their mind and get a different point of view and have good conversation and get to scribble and work on things like this there. Whether it's working on this there, or like when I'm taking my lunch, working on, a couple fun projects, or after work. That's kind of what I've been getting into lately, is after I've done my work for the day, I'll work on some fun pieces. And you'll be seeing a lot more of those fun pieces here on Aonr Draws. I actually got to get to doing some stuff just for this channel as well. I've been working on some pretty cool projects lately, so haven't had a whole lot of time to do artwork just dedicated for this channel. But I may do very soon. I'm thinking of starting up a Patreon soon for Art of Nick Rivers, and have some pretty cool exclusive things on there, such as like, I'm thinking you'll be able to have like a day early access to, or like a week maybe early access to episodes, and also a poll on there, a specific Patreon poll, or maybe I'll make it like a tier where if you donate a certain amount, then you get top #1 choice suggestion on stuff I should draw and post up as an episode of Aonr Draws. So if there's enough interest in that, we'll probably go for that. I think I'm going to wait and to hold up to a subscriber amount on here on YouTube. If I can get like maybe 200 subscribers, I'll go ahead and set up that Patreon. So, let your friends know about me. Tell them about Aonr Draws. If you enjoy it. I'm not trying to strong arm or pressure you guys into helping support me. But I mean, I'm doing this for a living now, so a lot of my time and attention is going to be more focused on making sure my clients are happy and they get their projects on time, which I'm working on some really with a really cool client too, right now on a digital painting. And I'm going to check with him before I do anything with it, but I have been recording that footage of me working on it because I think it's going to be a really cool digital painting. And if it's something that the author allows me to share with you guys, I will definitely share it on here, but I've got to ask for his help first. But here we go. Let's get out of that and back into this drawing. You just seen I was kind of flipping back and forth between modern and more classic take on Superman, even though I still kind of have the more plunged down V on his belt in the classic version. I still think it counts as a somewhat close to classic version. But yeah, I really like how I did his S shield on here, and I went ahead and tried to add some texture to his suit just using simple zip tone, duotone patterns on Procreate. Matter of fact, those patterns I got from Fred at Sketch Jam. So thanks again, Fred. Really appreciate it. That's another cool thing. You can, when you're at things like this, you can share brushes and stuff, with other artists that will bring their tablets or have what they're working on, their laptops or whatnot. So have a lot of fun with that. I did not have a whole lot of fun with these buildings. That was the most boring part, to be honest with you, for me. I'm trying to get more into it, guys. I know that's one thing that I keep telling myself to practice more this year, is just practice my backgrounds more. And but I wasn't going for anything too outside of the, I wanted to do kind of a simple Superman drawing, and I think I got exactly what I wanted, a simple Superman drawing. And hopefully you love it, Dean. That's who I did it for. I hope you appreciate it. I really appreciate everything that you do for me and my fam. So if you're in Omaha, Nebraska, and you're looking for a place for comics, check out Krypton Comics. They've got some cool stuff there. So here's a transition into the classic Superman there, with a little bit of a modern flair. So hope you guys enjoyed this episode of Aonr Draws. I'll be back at it very soon with some fresh episodes and fresh content and more information about possible Patreon. But if you like what you see here, consider hitting that subscribe, I should say. And love you guys. Until next time, take care, draw some cool stuff. Peace.